Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are doing their barmaid, which is with Yandere Heisenberg as a Lycan and Yandere genderbent Lord Dimitrescu, aka male Dimitrescu. I think it's Dimitrescu. Yeah, it's Dimitrescu. So yes, that is what we're doing. Sorry if you hear me adjusting. That is because I have an ice pack because it is almost 80 degrees in my apartment and I have pots and I need to stay cool. So I have an ice pack. So if you hear me adjusting, that is me keeping cool so I do not pass out on audio. Anyways, let's get on to business. Disclaimer, this is an AU with Lord Heisenberg being a Lycan and Lord Demitrescu being the male version of Lady Dimitrescu, and Lord Dimitrescu being a vampire. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and fictional yanderes is fine, and also a you in them is also fine, aka alternate universe and such is fine, and all that good stuff. Yes. So that is what we're going to go by. Now, they are not Yandere canon, and this is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping and shipping fictional characters is fine, just do not be illegal or gross about it, and remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life. Thank you. Also, this is female listener, where you are the barmaid. This was suggested by a dear friend of mine, and I'm sorry it took so long since October 2023. Oh my God, it's been like a half a year. I know I am terrible, dear. I am sorry. Anyways, let's get on to the video. We did the disclaimers in the last part. If you want to go check out the last part, it will be linked somewhere here. Hopefully, I can remember to put the little info card. But, anyways, last part was with Carl Heisenberg. You meeting him, and him basically I freaking you with staring you down and having you make him a sandwich. You are now going to meet Lord Dimitrescu, which also, disclaimer and shout out, Lord Dimitrescu images were made by Gav Imp off of Tumblr. I commissioned her for them. So that is where the art for Lord Dimitrescu comes from that you will see in this video. Now, let's get on to business. You finished up with Lord Heisenberg, gave him his fresh 3 loaves of bread. Almost messed that up. And sent him on the way after he ate a sandwich and paid for his food and drinks. You were starting to clean up, and it was very close to sunrise, but soon walked in Lord Dimitrescu. The tavern was almost empty, and you looked up to see Lord Dimitrescu. He was something no one could miss, and that was because you knew how tall he was. You have never met him in person, or you have a couple of times, but briefly. It's always been business if you met him at all. Now that you are seeing him again in person, it is like, wow, he is really tall, at least 8 feet tall, if not taller. And he walks in with power and strength. You can tell he moves his body a bit slower with all the mass that it has, but if he wanted to, he could go into teleporting almost type speeds that are almost impossible to catch with the naked eye, if not impossible. You watch him come in and you bring up his share of the money. He sells wine that is laced with vampiric blood and also the blood of his victims. You were one of the few who knew this, and that his blood wine was something that the village enjoyed very much, but it kept his influence over them and also influence of Mother Miranda, the witch. Hello, Lord Dimitrescu. It's been a while, you say, as you get the money out and start counting it out for him. Yes, it has, he says. I never think I would have seen you in conversation. For us to have a conversation, that is, he says. Oh, I didn't think we would, you say as you continue to count the money. You could feel his eyes on you, and you see him from the corner of your eye sniff the air. Have you been bleeding? He asks. You freeze, remembering your cut from Heisenberg's claws when he dug them into you. Just a bit, you say, and force a smile. Suddenly, as a speed of light, he grabbed your wrist and held it in the air, close to him. You were almost being lifted off your feet. Hey, what the heck? You demand. But he did not stop. He saw the claw marks. The bleeding had stopped, but they were still slightly opened. He could easily smell it. Of course he could. He's a vampire. You should have bandaged it. But you were too busy to finish him with Heisenberg's order to deal with that. I see someone had marked you, he says, and he brings Eurus to his mouth and gives it a gentle kiss. I suggest you drink some of my wine. I'm not really a wine drinker, you say awkwardly, and slide him over the satchel of money you finished filling. Here's your cut. I shall see you next month, you say, and looks at you. I think I shall see you before that. Your name, he says. How did he know your name? You didn't ever give it to him. Did your family member give it to him? Did your boss give it to him? How do you? I know many things about you, he says. And he smiles and kisses your wrist again, grabbing the satchel of money. I shall see you tomorrow night. I think I'm going to partake in a tradition that is much older than you. What tradition, you asked, a bit worried. Where the barmaids and bartenders give us a taste of their blood. Your face goes red hot and you grab your wrist that was already injured in your hand. He smelled something he liked. He wanted a taste of your blood since he's now smelled it. You feel your heart start to race and start to panic a bit. I can't do that. Oh, you can and you will. It's a part of our agreement with the bar. He says, now, be a good girl and do as you say. Don't try to run. I will find you, and trust me, you cannot outrun me, he says. You swallow hard and nod your head. Of course, Lord Dimitrescu. Have a good evening, you say, bowing your head and holding your hands in front of you as if in prayer. Good night, your name. I shall see you tomorrow night. Wear something red, he says, and walks out of the room. You felt like you were about to collapse and you grip the bar counter. There was a couple of people that heard it, and their eyes were wide, staring at you, worried you would be a full meal for Lord Dimitrescu. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed that. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it. Next up is Lord Dimitrescu having a little snacky snack. So, yeah, be ready for that. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, anything in this mini series, like scenarios and stuff, comment them below, and I will do my best to do them and all that good stuff. I hope that you all enjoyed this. And again, if you would like to see more, you know what to do. Comment below, all that good stuff. And now, Patreon outro. Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron. You're wonderful, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Gav. And thank you, Wicked Brony, for being my second patron. You are also wonderful, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Wicked Brony. I appreciate you both, and I hope you both enjoyed. And I hope that you all enjoyed this. And if you would like to see more, again and again, I know I repeat myself all the time, you know what to do. And if you want to support the channel but do not have any money for the Patreon, you just don't want to do the Patreon, I understand. Sharing the video, liking the video, and all of that, and subscribing and such does amazing stuff for the channel and pushes it more in the algorithm. So that's the stuff you can do free to support me and the channel. Honestly, the YouTube money has really helped because my dog has allergies and all that stuff, and with her allergies she gets a lot of yeast infections during the seasonal times of when the grass springtime it's just a mess, and that causes a lot of extra money to be taken to treat it and to get her steroids. So the YouTube money I've been getting has been a big help in keeping my dog healthy. Thank you so much for all your views and such, and now stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time. Would you be excited to have Lord Dimitrescu, aka the genderbent one that you saw or have seen in Vanguard, have a taste of you? Yes or no? My answer is yes, even though it makes me a little squeamish. I would do it. Stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye.